It all started on an ordinary Thursday evening, or at least that's how I remember it. I had no idea that my world was about to turn upside down. I was in the kitchen, fixing myself something to eat after a long day at work. The smell of pasta filled the air, and I was feeling pretty good about everything. Life had been cruising along smoothly for me and my boyfriend, Adam. We'd been together for 3 years, living in our little apartment, doing the usual routine. There was no reason to suspect anything was off. He had a steady job, we made plans for the future, and I genuinely thought we were happy. But that night, something felt strange. Adam had been acting distant for a while, not in a major way, but enough for me to notice. He'd be on his phone more often, sometimes disappearing for hours on weekends with vague excuses. I didn't make a big deal of it. I mean, maybe he was stressed or dealing with work stuff. But deep down, there was this nagging feeling in the back of my mind, like I was missing something, like something was off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Anyway, that Thursday, Adam was unable to sleep. I could hear him breathing softly beside me, but I felt miles away from him. I kept tossing and turning, replaying everything in my head. There was no way to shake the feeling that something wasn't right. At around 2 a.m., I heard my phone buzz. I was half asleep, but I grabbed it anyway. It was a text from a number I didn't recognize, and the message read, "Are you home yet? I miss you." My heart skipped a beat. I stared at the screen, trying to process what I was seeing. Who was this person? Why was someone texting my boyfriend in the middle of the night saying they missed him? I couldn't breathe. I knew I had to say something, but I didn't know how to bring it up without sounding crazy or overreacting. But I couldn't let it go. I had to know what was happening. I had to figure this out. I decided that the only way I could get some answers was to go through his phone. It wasn't something I was proud of, but I felt like I had no choice. So in the middle of the night, I tiptoed out of bed and grabbed his phone from the nightstand. I kept reading, feeling the weight of each word as it hit me harder than the last. "I love when you hold me. You make me feel so special." There it was. He was in love with her. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was drowning. I had always trusted him so completely. We'd been through so much together, and I thought we were solid. But now, I was staring at this betrayal, and I had no idea what to do. I put the phone down and just sat there in the dark, trying to process it all. I wanted to confront him right then and there, but I didn't want to make a scene. I didn't want to give him the say anything. I just held out his phone, showing him the messages. His face turned pale as he looked at them, his eyes widening in shock. For a second, he didn't say anything. Then his lips parted, and I saw the guilt wash over him. "I'm so sorry," he said quietly. "I didn't mean for this to happen. It was a mistake." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. A mistake? This wasn't some mistake. He had been planning this. Now, when he was with her, he felt like he was living a double life. But the thing that hit me the hardest was when he said, "I thought I could have both. I thought you wouldn't find out." Those words burned. He didn't think he'd get caught. He didn't think I was smart enough to figure it out. After all the promises we'd made to each other, the future we talked about, he had thrown it all away for a fling. I couldn't even look at him anymore. Trust was something I could rebuild, but I had to start with trusting myself. It was a long road, but I came out stronger. And as for Adam, well, I hope he learned that nothing is worth losing someone who loves you. Because once that trust is gone, it's hard to get it back.